I don't know what happened last week where my freaking audio and visual was completely off. Like it looked like, like an old Asian movie where, not like what's it called? Crazy Rich Asians or uh the 10 Rings, but I don't know what happened. It was something in Premiere, so I do apologize for that little mishap. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back or welcome for the first time to the Ajay Patel show. My name is Ajay Patel, and this is episode 34. 34. Not too bad. Still need to get some couple guests on here. But I'm finally back in town once again. I feel like every single episode I keep saying that I'm back in town. Oh, I'm back in town. But this time, hopefully I'm back for a little bit. Just got back from Houston, Texas. And boy, oh boy. Now I've spoke fondly of Houston in the past, right? I do love Houston. It's probably one of the funnest cities in Texas overall. The food, probably top 10 in America. Not even that, top 5 in America. But boy, Texas during the summer is just you just can't. Like, I don't understand how people get by, right? Like, unless you're white, unless you tan, unless you like see 100 degrees and you're like, "Ooh, this is awesome pool party weather." I don't see how you can possibly at all enjoy any of that. So I went there for my engagement. So Isha, my fiance, her mom wanted to throw an engagement party in Houston, a little bit more local, because in the event that the wedding is international, there will be a handful of parties I won't be able to make it. Okay, let's have a small gathering, intimate. And by intimate for an Indian gathering is about 150 people in Houston, right? Somewhere local, people can drive there, easily accessible. Everyone can make it. So I was in Houston and I went a little bit early. So I went about Tuesday night. So the same day last week's episode dropped, just to help out, right? There's a lot of moving pieces with this shit, whether it's coordinating alcohol, cleaning up the house, coordinating food, all this decorations, outfits, whatever it is. I was like, you know what? I'll come and help. I'm not going to be doing anything better here. So I show up and it's one thing to be busy running errands, right? Going to HEB, going to Total Wine, going here and there to pick stuff up. But the Texas heat, bro, it's just it's disgusting. Like I shouldn't have to change my boxers out 3 times a day. It's so bad, and I felt disgusting even talking about it where it's just like, "Bro, I'm dirty right now." Like, I know I smell bad right now. You literally wake up, there's no point in showering, but in the event that you do, you go out, run your first errand, you get back in the car's piping hot. You're sitting down, your legs are sticking to the leather seats. Everyone else, it's just I just don't understand how to fathom possibly moving back to Texas and living through a summer there. I have tenants that are currently in Dallas and they were complaining to me about the air conditioning, and for good reason, right? Like, unfortunately, I have become that landlord where it's like, "Hey man, we really need the AC fix, like we're really burning up in here." And it's not like I want that, right? It's not like I'm just being negligent, fully negligent, right? I'm still not acting on it the most, but at the same time, I don't know what the hell to do. I just did not know what the hell to do. Whether it's like, I, like, what do I fix? I've put in new insulation. I've got this new unit. I did this. I did that. I cleaned the coils. What else can I do? And these guys are dying in that apartment. And I know they're dying in that bitch because I used to be in there cooking, marinating, boy. Boy, I tell you, I used to sleep in my boxers, just laying down flat on the bed. Fan on max, AC at 70, hoping it would get down there by the time, let's say, 2 a.m. hits. And then next thing you know, the next night you're doing it again during the day. And then you're working from home. So you're sitting in this heat every single day. And it's the worst thing ever. And now, right, it's one thing when you have to take the brunt of it. When you tell other people to do that, boy, oh boy, Texas heat is no joke. So firstly, the engagement. Everyone kept asking me like, "Oh, like, are you excited for it? How do you feel now that it's done?" Like, even during the event, people were like, "How do you feel? How do you feel?" And it's like, I guess those are just the go-to questions. Overall, I guess those are just the go-to questions because it didn't feel like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm engaged," because it happened a while ago. But at the same time, we have these certain, ceremonies, traditions, and this feeling sinks in a little bit more as more and more family and friends come to town and they start giving you their blessing. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty. You're the ugly one. And it's like, okay, cool. Like this is awesome. Like more and more people are kind of getting involved in this path leading to a wedding. We started off the event with a small puja, so a small prayer, and then we led to kind of just an open dinner and drinks for them. So no dance floor, no loud music, as per Isha's request, and it actually worked out because you have 150 people, and these people probably have not been talking to each other, haven't been seeing each other. Because in Indian culture, it's very popular just to get together during, and probably all cultures, where it's just like you either have Thanksgiving, where families are getting together, and then weddings and maybe baby showers and stuff. So that weddings is the peak, right? If you have a wedding, people will turn stuff down, take vacation just to make sure they make it to that. So sure enough, it worked out great where all these people can socialize together, just, talk, drink, eat, mingle, bounce around. You don't have to stay in one conversation the whole time. With the prayer, I've always been of the belief that it is much more enjoyable when you have an elder in the family conduct the rituals and tradition and culture. Whatever the word I'm looking for is, you know what I mean? Mainly because, one, they're part of your family, right? They grew up saying all these scriptures. They know the true intent behind it, right? They actually care versus, our generation where we're much more loose about it. It's a very rare occurrence that you find someone in Hindu religion where they fully know what they're saying. In addition to that, they practice it, right? They want to continue passing on the word of God and, the history to different generations. The second reason I like having someone in the family do it, or, the families do it, is sometimes the temples, they just get your ass, Firstly, you have to pay them. You have to pay for one of the priests to come out and do the ceremony. Second, you have to go pick these guys up. You literally have to send someone in a car to go get them, bring them over. They'll do the ceremony. You have to give them everything that, they'll need for the puja. Then you got to feed them. And then you got to drive them back home. So it's just so much less friction, and it's just much more genuine to me when you have someone in the family do it. Luckily, Isha's grandpa on her mom's side did the ceremony. And a couple days before, like I said, I was in Houston since Tuesday, and the event was on Saturday. He asked us, like, do you want me to explain stuff? Right? Because a lot of times when these ceremonies start, they just go. They just keep going. And and look, I don't speak Hindi that well, not even Gujarati that well. So it's not like I understand what's going on. But at the same time, you just do what you're told, right? Okay, put the flowers there. All right, put the stuff there. All right, just keep doing whatever they keep telling you to do. So when he said, do you want me to explain it? I was hesitant. Right? Obviously, I say yes because it's like, he is clearly showing a desire to explain stuff. Why not? The only thing I get afraid of is when these things take too long, right? When mainly weddings, Indian weddings, that is, and other pujas just take a little too long. When people are sitting there for 2 hours and they start talking, and then you have that weird flow where you have this audience talking. Now you gotta shush them, and then you're on stage continuing to do this puja prayer. It's just not a great time when the prayer takes a little too long. And when he started at the beginning of time, like the origination of why we do some of these things, I got a little worried. I got a little worried, like I didn't know what to do because let's say it does start taking too long, you can't say anything. If you're the person on stage, you can't be like, "Hey man, like, let's get this moving a little bit." So I was a little nervous, and the only time I've seen someone rush, like the priest, was my friend Vishva. His sister got married in Houston. Speaking of motherfucking Houston, she got married in Houston over summer, and the ceremony was outside. I was one of the persons that was holding up the, like the little sheet between the groom and the bride enters, then you drop the sheet after a couple of prayers. I was holding up the sheet. She enters, looking beautiful, right? Obviously, people are sweating their ass off. More than that, the groom. Now, this is the funny part where the groom was he was Christian Malu. And I know he was sitting up there. I know my man was sitting up there cooking in that Indian outfit. I know he was probably swearing Hindus off left and right. Motherfuckers got me cooking in this heat with this stupid ass turban on, and I gotta sit here and just do shit that I don't even believe in because I love her ass. I know it. I know it. And then sure enough, she got on stage. And this is what sucks, right? About this Texas heat, along with the duration of these pujas, is she literally gets up there. And instead of being happy, and just like joyous that this is her wedding, oh my gosh, it's so awesome. The first words she said to the priest was, "We got to make sure this goes fast. People are dying out here." And that is, obviously we were inside during hours. So it's a good trade off. So I was a little bit nervous about duration. But then, just like that, it was so strange because I was ready to sit there for however long it takes and not say a word. Maybe do a little shoulder bump if it gets like a little too long. But just like that, it was over. And I was like, this was perfect. And I went up to him afterwards and I was like, hey, like, oh my gosh, that was perfect. That was perfect. You got to do the wedding. You have, from now on, this is your job. It was an enjoyable time, man. And then afterwards, you get to just hang out with family and friends that haven't seen you in forever. Everyone's, like, oh, how's LA? How's LA? And I keep telling them, like, oh, it's so expensive. It's so expensive. So you repeat a lot of the same things, but it's good to have everyone back together again. The one thing that was a bit cumbersome to answer was, oh, hey, so like, do you guys have a date for the wedding? A completely reasonable question, right? People want to know, when is it happening, along with where. People have PTO to take, kids to take care of, stuff to coordinate. You got to purchase flights in advance. I get it. And I did feel a little bad just being like, I don't know shit. I don't know. We have a short list of countries, but brother, we had countries, not even cities. So that part kind of sucked. Along with the question of, how do you feel? How do you feel? And like I said, right, I didn't feel so emotional about it where it's like, oh my gosh, this is such a special moment. Not that many people cried. I was a little disappointed. I wanted more people to cry. It's like, hello? Like, I saw y'all crying at other people's shit. Why aren't y'all crying at mine? But, not to be selfish, right? It's just good. You like how my vocabulary is just so extensive. It was good. I think a lot of times in my family in particular, I don't know too much about, the depths of her family, where sometimes drama arises. Sometimes drama arises and the older people in the family start bickering, because you get old, you run out of shit to do, and then you start begging people to get married. And then that tension slash beef just starts trickling down, right? Because my mom will defend her mom. Other people's daughters will defend their mom. And it doesn't matter if these two grandmas are beefing up here. We can't keep peace down here because then it's seen as disrespect to that older generation. So then it's this, hey, we have tension that isn't even tension between us. We're just carrying someone else's baggage. Luckily, when you have these events and people come together and it's just like, oh, okay, everyone can put their guard down, chill the fuck out, and just get along. In addition to that, I'm pretty young when it comes to our family tree. So if you have any beef, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So when everyone comes together and it's just kind of like, like everyone just shut I'm trying not to curse, what I'm saying, I'm trying to keep it zen here, where everyone just kind of puts their guard down and just chills out. Everyone chills the hell out, and then you're taking these family pictures, and it's like, damn, I cannot remember the last time I took a picture like this. And it's pretty cool because it's like, for these older folks, these are the memories that they're gonna carry. They're finally getting to see this, this young person in the family get married. Obviously, this isn't the marriage itself, but still, it's one step closer. It's good to be back though, man. It's good to be back. I love being around family and friends, and I do miss having that side of things here in LA. But there's no way in the future living it. Do y'all hear these kids yelling outside? Jesus. All right, we're good. There's no way you can live in Texas during the summer. I don't know what it's going to cost to have a summer house in another country, in another city, but it's got to be a must. There's no way. I've realized I've become a happier person since I moved to LA, mainly probably because of the weather. The weather's just so much better. You get to go outside whenever you want to. You can go walk to eat. You walk just to walk. In Texas, bro, you camp inside. And look, I've preached on the heat enough, so let's keep it moving. One last thing. I apologize. One last thing before I do keep it moving is a special shout out to all the friends and family that made that event possible. There's so many freaking moving pieces that it's just like you see people moving boxes, you see people sweating their ass off, you see people running around and get this and that, and you just stand there in awe because all of this is essentially for your event. And a special shout out to Isha's sister and her brother-in-law, Balika and Rohan. They busted their asses off. And there was a point where I was just watching them run around, and it's just like, damn. Okay, I got two quick stories for y'all. We're going to keep this episode a little bit shorter than last week's. I dropped 55 minutes, and I got yelled at a little bit. I got two episodes. One about the little red carpet incident at the Cannes. I should probably figure out how to pronounce this. The Cannes Film Festival, in addition to some marijuana story. And then we're going to talk about the Mavericks again. At the Cannes Film Festival, there's these iconic red steps. Imagine it being the red carpet. You know, when celebrities show up to this and they're walking the red carpet, they want to take their picture on this red carpet. These steps are infamous, right? You've probably seen it in millions of pictures with a ton of notable actors and actresses throughout the years. What happened was a little strange where it's like these security guards kept basically playing defense for the stairs. There's a rumor that there was a rule that you cannot take pictures on the steps. Now, obviously, it's a little ridiculous, right? Like, we'll touch on it a little bit more in a second. But people come to this to take that iconic picture, right? They buy that $1,000, $2,000 dress. Maybe they're getting sponsored by someone. Maybe Dior or Chanel or some other designer is giving them this dress and saying, hey, as long as you take a picture on the steps, you can keep the dress. That's free advertisement for us. Essentially free advertisement for us. So it makes sense why you want to make sure you take a picture on those stairs. So now let's play that video. There's no real audio to it. It's just some background audio. So let's watch it one time and then we'll talk about it. Actually, I should probably just keep talking while I'm playing the video because in case it's an audio only listener. The main person that people recognize, and because, you know, when these clips circulate on TikTok, it's, you know, familiarity that builds kind of the story behind it. Kelly Rowland. At the beginning of this clip, you'll see Kelly Rowland right here, telling off the security guard. And I guess, they kept just trying to get them off the steps, right? They kept trying to move them off the steps. This lady right here, built like a brick. Get her. The Timberwolves need her ass because holy shit, look at this defense. This is nuts, dude. Where Kelly Rowland apparently, she was trying to take a picture and they got her ass off there. This young Asian actress, I forgot her name. She also got moved off. Look at this lady right here, though. Hold on. Let me find it. It's in this corner right here. I don't know who this is with Jesus on her dress. They're trying to get her ass off the stairs. And then look at this child. Now, this is embarrassing. When you throw in a tantrum like this and the security guard is literally hugging your ass to get off stage and you trying to make it a point to take a picture, that's embarrassing, bro. Like, you doing more harm than good. Like, this young lady right here handled it with grace. She's like, what the hell are these fucking security guards doing? And walks off. It's weird, right? It's a weird look where it's like, why? What the hell is going on? Now, there's a lot of stories behind it where people are saying, the French might be a little racist. Right? You're looking at a black actress, an Asian actress, and then another probably Hispanic and another Asian actress. None of them are white. Now, I do have another video of someone else that was walking it. This video right here. And no one told her. No one told her ass to get off stage. So it does become weird where you have this one white actress that was able to take a picture on the stairs. It looks like they were very selective as to who gave who a hard time. Yeah, I don't know. People obviously are going to egg onto the story in TikTok. But firstly, let's talk about this. Her dress is amazing. I don't care what color skin she is. That dress is amazing. It maybe that's it. Like Kelly Rowland, we don't really remember you. Like we kept Beyonce, but maybe it's just notoriety. Like, do they just want people to keep it moving if you're not that notable? And that's messed up, right? And I get it, right? If every single person stops on the stairs, it's like, yo, we can't have this. Is gonna back everything up. No one's gonna be able to get into the festival on time. Everything runs late. So I understand. But at the same time, grow up, bro. Grow up. If you build it, they will come, right? You have these infamous red steps. People are going to take a picture on it. You think people are just walking up these stairs to walk up the stairs, and you got all these security guards wearing black on black, playing defense, getting your, hey, come on, keep moving. They were putting their arm in front of people like that. It's a bad look. And there's no good press that's going to come out of it. It's just weird, especially in a time where, like it's very easy to get canceled. I understand this isn't here in America, so it's like they'll be able to get away with it, but that's bad. I don't know whether I should. And look, like I said, I like to weigh both sides. Where one is like, hey, who is this? Let's get her moving. Her dress ain't even that great. This girl has a face of Jesus on the train of her dress. She's trying to open it up. Hell no, keep that shit folded. Keep it moving. This girl's not even wearing a full length dress. Let's keep her ass moving. Oh, this beautiful white angel. Okay, yeah. Show your dress. Take your time. We'll hold all these poor people off. It's a weird thing. If you haven't checked it out, I don't know. Find it on TikTok. Google it, and comment what you think. The second story was this new anti-drug message for America. I'll play the clip right now.
A new anti-drug message for America because apparently we've developed a little bit of a problem with marijuana.
Really?
Yes, it's true. According to new data, the number of people who consume cannabis daily or near daily is now higher than the number of people who drink alcohol. It's up to 17.7 million of daily and near daily users. Now, the author of that study wrote an editorial accompanying it in which he points out that, guys, cannabis is not lettuce, and it is neither health promoting nor performance enhancing. So this author says, look, we've seen increases in psychotic episodes, in car crashes, problems with memory, problems with concentration, lots of bad outcomes for people with depression, PTSD, and the people involved in the business of marijuana, same kinds of people who were involved in the tobacco industry. So overall, this is Jonathan Calkins at Carnegie Mellon University. It's a call for temperance. Tap the brakes, America.
Okay.
We're doing it a lot. And this is more potent stuff.
They're hating on weed, like I've talked about it a couple times on this show that I'm a proponent for marijuana. And obviously with it becoming much more popular and much more regular, right? Like you don't have to go into some random dark alley to pick up any of that stuff anymore. You go into a place that looks like a freaking Apple store and you're getting edibles, you're getting flour, you're getting all that stuff there. So the idea of that it has increased in usage and people are using that more frequently and probably at a higher, I don't even know how they measure it against alcohol, where they're using it more frequently than alcohol. It does make sense to me, right? It's an easier thing to just have at the house. You can just chill. You get to melt into your couch versus drinking has always been more of a social thing to me, where you got to have others. You got to, be with others when you're, doing this, doing that. Maybe you're watching the game out with people. And yes, I do agree that we don't know a lot of like long-term effects with a mass audience, right? Obviously, people know about a small subset that have probably been chronic users and then have dealt with X, Y, and Z. But also, we also know the downside of alcohol. And look, I've always said alcohol is the best drug in the world. It hurts the most, and I'm sure it's probably not at times the most enjoyable, but it's the best social drug in the world. Whether it's the marketing behind it or just me being dumb, it really is. But it also means that it's a trade-off, right? Either you're gonna be hungover as hell and it's gonna hurt, in addition to the very bad side, right? People drinking and driving, people that are abusing people while they're drunk or intoxicated, people that have depression, whatever other thing that comes after an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. People, we already know we drink way too much, right? People recommend, oh, 1 glass of wine a day. Let me make sure I'm still recording. Make people say 1 glass of wine a day. Oh, only have 2 beers a day if you're a guy. That shit is thrown out the window. No one is doing that. People are binge drinking when they get to Friday because they're trying to bust their ass Monday through Thursday. Friday, Saturday, you're binge drinking. Sunday during the day, you're drinking, having a little pool party, watching football, and then you're back on Monday, clean sober. European lifestyle a little bit different, right? They're drinking on a daily basis, one or two. And yes, 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 to focus on the story here, where it's like, I think it's just going to be a thing that people hate on. It's just gonna be a thing that people hate on, and mainly because they can tie it back to some type of tobacco industry relationship, right? How, oh my gosh, this has been killing so many people. The tobacco companies like to target these poor rural areas and push products that cause cancer left and right, and now they're gonna attribute that to marijuana. Now, I haven't done enough research to prove this true or not, but man, I knew the haters would come. And that only means it's just going to get more popular from here. And at the same time, like, I still put money on less deaths and a healthier America with the marijuana train versus the alcohol train. Lastly, oh boy, the Dallas Mavericks are gonna go to the finals. Now, look, hopefully, I'm not. I swear to God, I'm gonna have to delete this episode. As you guys know, the NBA playoffs have been going on. I am from Dallas. I am a full diehard Dallas Mavericks fan. I do not care about the Cowboys. I do not care about baseball or hockey. If they win, the championship in any sport, I'm a fan and I partake. But when the Mavericks get this close, I've only witnessed it twice in my lifetime and only been kind of there fully once when they won it in 2011. And when they got to this conference finals, I said it on this podcast where it's like, I have confidence that they can beat this team because of our two guards that are better than probably everyone on their team in Luka and Kyrie. And everyone said, "Bro, you at it? You crazy? You don't know what you're talking about. The Minnesota hype train was at an all-time high, and for good reason, right? You beat Denver. That's where people are going to put you. Versus you beat OKC, people think, man, you're not even that good. You're not even that good. We're not worried about you." And then sure enough, I had to watch these games on my phone while I was in Houston. And one game after the other, we are now currently up 3-0. Game 4 is on Tuesday night. I'm recording this on Monday. We're up 3-0. Now, for those basketball fans that know, I mean, probably everyone knows if you're a basketball fan, but when teams are up 3-0 in a best of 7 game series, the record's like 153-0. Like it's the stamp of death where you're done. Out of the game 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 games remaining, they have to win all 4 versus Dallas just has to win one of them. So obviously those odds make sense, right? Where it's like there's no way a team can make a turnaround unless someone was injured and made a comeback. I don't know, whatever. But it's never happened. Now, the same thing's happening on the East, but people kind of expected that with Boston, where it's like they're going to kick the Pacers' ass. The Pacers don't really have a superstar. They have all-stars. But I think when you get to this level of the playoffs, when you get this deep into the game, you have to have a superstar and then an all-star to support that person. For example, last year being Denver, You have a superstar in the MVP Jokic, and then an all-star in Jamal Murray, along with great role players. The Pacers don't have that. They have some all-stars, but no superstar. Boston does have it. That's why they are also up 3-0. Being Tatum being the all-star, or sorry, the superstar, Brown being the all-star, and then great role players. Minnesota. People stamped Anthony Towns, sorry, not Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards as the superstar. The issue is it's not there yet. He's still an all-star, but the hype and love behind him pushed him to be into this conversation where we're calling him the next LeBron or the next Jordan. But in reality, the person that's in that greatness line right now is still Luka. Anthony Edwards is young. Don't get me wrong. He's still going to have his moment in the sun. But there's no superstar on that team right now. Karl Anthony Towns, boy, don't even start. Now you look at Dallas's team. You got two people that could qualify for that superstar point. Obviously, the superstar in this case being Luka, the all-star being Kyrie. Now, Kyrie is a very underrated player. He's gotten a lot of hate for, tweeting about Jews or calling the earth flat or his relationship with what happened in Boston or Brooklyn. But man, what an emergence, a reemergence of career. And look, obviously, I wasn't the biggest fan when it happened, but they've figured it out along with a great cast of role players, trades that have worked out for the positive, and it's finally working. And look, I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to lie, and I know I keep saying, but look, I didn't think this would happen. I didn't think we would make it this far. And then you slowly start realizing, damn, how good is this team? What can they do in the finals? Obviously, in my head right now, with that 153-0 past, I'm stamping Celtics Mavs finals, right? If the Timberwolves come back and win 4 games and the Mavs are the first people to blow a 3-0 lead, please check on me. Please check on me, because boy, I will not be well. But like I was saying, I'm so hyped. I've been cursing out my friends left and right in a positive way. Just being like, you like that? Y'all's talking shit now. You like that? And because it's this exciting. When a team that you're rooting for gets this far and you didn't expect it, it sucks when it's like an expectation and they let you down. And then when you have it on the other side and it's like, holy shit, this is happening. It's a great feeling. I literally have told everyone that when the finals start, I'm going back to Dallas. I don't care how freaking hot it is there. I'm going back to Dallas just to watch the games in that environment. Whether it's going to the game or not, just being local in the bars and being hype, and whenever a big 3 goes in and you're pushing other people and you're just getting that feeling. It's so much better than just watching it here. Watching it in Los Angeles where people are like, the Lakers could have beat this team. Cut it out. There's no way. So, boy, oh boy, I'm excited for the Mavericks in the finals. With that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Ajay Patel. I appreciate you guys for listening. Sorry for the more shorter episode. I'll see you guys next week, and goodbye.